A year and a half ago, I went on an absolutely mind-blowing magic mushroom trip. I had angels that visited me and delivered very specific and important messages. I also went through a very scary and crazy trial and ego death. I'm finally ready to share this experience with you guys and tell you what those angels told me in their messages. So buckle up for this crazy magic carpet ride. I'm Corey, and welcome to my channel, Corey MUFO. So I'm going to begin by stating the obvious here, and I'm going to say, don't do drugs. I am in no way advocating for anybody to do drugs or do illegal drugs, especially mind-altering drugs. But I'm just going to be sharing with you what I did during this personal experience where I took 1.7 grams of golden teacher mushrooms. This was my one and only true magic mushroom trip. I had only done microdosing and have only done microdosing since, but this was around Easter of 2024. Like I said, I did 1.7 grams of golden teacher mushrooms, which is a very beginner-friendly mushroom. It comes on sort of fast, but it's not super strong and it doesn't last that long. So that's why I just call it beginner friendly, because through my own personal research, that's what I found. That's why I chose golden teacher. So I took 1.7 grams and I decided to play Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. After about 10 or 15 minutes of playing Zelda, I felt like my consciousness was on a rocket ship shooting into outer space. And I was like, whoa, what is going on here? I couldn't focus on the video games, obviously. So I needed to come up with a quick plan of how I was going to work through this experience, because it was happening and it was happening fast. So I grabbed a Mindfold and I put it over my eyes, and I also put in my AirPods and turned on an angel frequency playlist that I had just downloaded off of Spotify. So I put in these frequencies and tones, and they're very relaxing, and I have the Mindfold on, which I can't see anything at all. There's no light coming through at all because it is foam and it presses up against your face, your nose, your cheeks, so no light is gonna get in at all with these Mindfolds. Very soon after I did this, I saw myself standing in a beautiful cathedral. And I mean, I'm actually seeing this. I'm seeing them through light frequencies. So instead of seeing things like I am right now in this physical world, everything was made out of light, if you can imagine that. I'm standing in this beautiful cathedral and I'm looking all around, just feeling this unbelievable, overwhelming feeling of positivity and happiness. And it felt like my mind and my consciousness was like separate from my body. I was totally aware of my physical body, but I was like separated from it. So I'm looking up, I'm looking all around, I'm looking directly up at the ceiling of this beautiful cathedral, and these two angels fly overhead. And as they flew overhead, they made the ceiling of the cathedral disappear. So now I'm standing in this cathedral, but I'm looking straight up into the night sky at the beautiful cosmos all around. I'm looking up at the cosmos and I'm thinking just, oh my God, this is so incredible. This is unbelievable. I never knew that something so amazing could exist. So I'm basking in this warmth and positivity for a minute or two, just taking it all in and having a great time, when suddenly things took a turn for the worst. I got this feeling that washed over me of fear and dread. And this woman descends down from the sky. She's descending upside down from the waist down to the top of her head. She has these eyes all around her forehead and a big eye in the center, and her tongue is sticking out and her hair is all crazy. She has all these arms in concentric circles moving. So she's hanging upside down and she's floating toward me, and I just feel stricken with this fear. And my heart started racing and I was thinking in my head, oh my God, I'm having a bad trip. I'm having a bad trip. And then I heard this voice in my head, and the voice said, you just have to get past this part. You just have to get past this part. So she's descending closer and closer to me. My heart is racing. I'm trying not to panic, but I'm listening to this voice in my head telling me, you just have to get past this part. I tell myself, what's happening right now isn't physically happening to me, so there's no need to truly panic. I talk myself through the situation. I listen to the voice in my head. And I'm like, okay, I just have to get past this part. So this scary woman gets closer and closer and closer until she's right up against my face. And I just cannot look her in the eye, or in any of her eyes, because she had a lot of them. I'm not looking. I hear in my head, you got to get past this part. You're almost past it. You're almost there. And then she just disappeared. And when she disappeared, I felt this overwhelming, palpable sensation of true and pure love that I had never felt in my entire life. Come to find out 6 months later, after talking to Ryan Bledsoe and sharing this experience, he told me, Corey, you saw the goddess Kali, which was unbelievable to me. After doing research, I found out that Kali presents a personal trial and challenge to you. So that's what that voice was telling me in my head. I just had to get past this trial. So when I get past the trial, I'm overwhelmed with this palpable love I've never felt in my entire life. True love just overflowing from me. And suddenly, these 13 angels came to me. And I know what you're thinking. I sound like a crazy person, and I am not denying that. I said, what are you all doing here? They said, we're here to help you. So I said, okay, so what are you all doing here then for me? And then they said, we're here to heal you. And that's when I was like, oh my God, that is the best news I've ever heard in my entire life. You guys are here to heal me. Wow. And it was the most unbelievable feeling, like I said, of just overwhelming love. It was so tangible. It was so real. They spoke to me and they delivered certain messages to me. They said, you are never alone. We are always with you. I feel like I'm getting choked up now even thinking about it, because discovering this truth changed the trajectory of my life and my faith and my understanding in this world and whatever else is going on around us, is that we are never alone. You are never alone. They showed me a montage of every single time that I was crying and isolated and alone. At least that's how I felt. And they showed that, here, you were never alone, not even then. We were always with you. You just couldn't feel us at the time. You didn't know we were there, but you have to understand you're never alone. I want to impart that with all of you, that when you're down bad, when you're not feeling good, when you feel like you're just being swallowed whole by the darkness and you can't see the light, you have light all around you. They are there with each and every single one of us, loving us, guiding us. Open your heart and your mind and your ears and your eyes, and you will start to notice these beautiful synchronicities and things that happen in your life. And that is how these angelic beings communicate with us. During this experience, I felt so close to God. I don't know how to describe it other than that I felt as though I was on the phone with God's secretary, and she had me on hold and God was on the other line. I felt like I was sitting in God's office and God was on the other side of the door. And there was just that little barrier between us. That is how close I felt to God. And I've never felt anything like that before or since. And it's just such a precious, beautiful experience that I had. The rest of the trip was them healing me, but not only that, they were showing themselves to me in different forms. This one angel came to me and she presented herself in a series of different animals. So she started out as a fox and then changed into a wolf and then changed into an owl and changed into this, changed into that. Then she changed back into her woman form and she was a perfect rainbow and she did a dance for me. And I'm not exactly sure what that meant, but it felt to me like she was representing Mother Nature, and that when I have experiences with animals or owls, whatever the case may be, that may be her speaking through nature to me. There was another one that was like an old wizard, and then he turned into an owl and he flew away. So the trip started to wrap up, and they told me, anytime you want to heal, you can come back here. Now, when they say you just have to come back here if you want to heal, it's just that simple, I don't even necessarily think that it's telling me to do more mushrooms. I think it's telling me a certain mindset and a certain heart space to do these things. So through meditation, through prayer, through peaceful mindfulness, through my own introspection and inner work, I can call upon them and they can help heal me with whatever that I want to work on. So they asked me one last time, is there anything else that you want to work on while we're all here together? I said no, but I was just really happy and overwhelmed with love and gratitude in these moments. Coming out of this experience, I learned that we are never alone. Again, I want to reiterate for you, you are never alone. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're a good person. I don't care if you're a bad person. You at all times have a direct line to these beautiful angelic beings that all you have to do is reach out and they will reach back and touch you. And they will hold you and they will love you and they will heal you. Don't care if you think I'm crazy. I don't dispute that. I am just delivering the messages that I received during this super profound magic mushroom ride. That was my experience having a absolutely crazy magic mushroom trip, and I hope you guys learned a little something, or at least feel more at peace knowing that you are divinely guided and protected by beautiful angelic beings. And I thank you guys for sticking around for this story. I hope you enjoyed it. This was one that I was really looking forward to for a long time, and I'm glad that I finally just let this out of my heart and my consciousness to free flow into all of the beautiful people's brains. Okay, if you guys liked this video, please make sure that you like and subscribe. Drop a comment with some light and love. We need some of it in this world. If you liked this video, then you might like one of these two videos right here. Thank you for following me on this crazy journey, and I will see you guys in the next one.